urban-rural connection for us is really important because the blue sky in this would be, what if every city and every large community had farms like this that were surrounding it, that you knew your food was going to be secure and you were all working together. So that's one of the things that we're really trying to do here, is build that kind of social mosaic where you see every sort of person here connected and working together, and you're going to experience that. It's a big part of our social design.
Climate reaction is all about the idea of holding up this intersection of climate and equity. When you really look at these issues, we really have to recognize they are not disconnected. And in fact, the connections between those are really, we believe, how we will address these issues much more holistically. It's really part of work that is central to what we're doing at the Minneapolis Foundation, is identifying what those intersections are. Intersectionality, connectedness, attacking problems in a holistic way to create holistic solutions is very different than saying today we're going to work on climate and tomorrow we're going to work on racial equity. You cannot separate the two. Each of you individually has been part of generosity, but as I mentioned earlier, our real point is to bring you together to understand how 1 + 1 is 3. Many of you are also part of our donor community, and you have been generous with your dollars. We ask you to continue to do that in this work, but we want you to also think about the fact that you have other impact levers to use beyond writing a check. Writing a check is a really good thing, and that's what we help you do. However, what we really want you to do is to think about advocacy, communication. We want you to think about policy development. We want you to think about any other way that you can make change. And so as you're walking around, meeting others, think about how you and somebody next to you can move forward some of the issues you have here.
I really want each of the funders to, who are here, all of our guests who are here, to know how deeply this land is loved for and cared for and stewarded over by Indigenous peoples and people of color. And I also want them to think of us and to look to us as leaders for the next generations when it comes to restoring justice and equality and balance to a lot of our world and ecology and environment. And I want them to think of themselves as allies in the work and to be able to support us in a good way.
I always say when people come out, see the farm, I want to answer a lot of their questions, but I want them to leave with more. Because if I can do that, now I can pique their interest, I can actually make them realize like there's so much more that I didn't know. So if I can get them to leave here with a quest for more knowledge and more information, the hope is that that's lasting. Now they're going to go learn more. I can tell them what to do. That's not going to change anything. They need to learn for themselves and learn on their own what's right, because as soon as people start looking in the mirror on what they do and start looking at what they can support and how they can actually change their habits and how big of an impact that can have, it's all of a sudden everybody says, why didn't I do this before? Why didn't I know about this before?
One of the best things is hope. There is so much going on now that is so depressing, and this was emphasized, and this was just a real lift and a day of hope.